If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right, but the results just aren't showing up, this video is for you. Today, we're talking about one of the most underrated secrets to long-term success, the compound effect. And by the way, if you're new here, my name is Bailey, and I went from being a college student with a wild idea to building a venture-backed startup and landing on Forbes 30 Under 30. On this channel, we talk about the startup journey, performance, and how to do it all without burning out. In this video, I'll be going over what the compound effect is and how it secretly shapes your life and business. Also, why most people quit before the compound effect kicks in, and how you can use its principles to your advantage to achieve the success most people never realize. At the end, I'll share how the compound effect can also work against you if you don't know how to use it. But by the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of how it works and how it generates momentum, as well as a mindset that will keep you motivated even when the results are not instantaneous. Okay, let's dive in. So what is the compound effect? The premise laid out by Darren Hardy is simple yet transformative. The idea is that small, consistent actions repeated over time create massive results. Hardy argues that success doesn't come from intensity, it comes from consistency. So here's an example that you may have heard before. If you've ever been asked if you'd rather have a penny that doubles every day for a month or $1 million right now, what would you say? Most people would jump at the second option since it instantly sounds like a pretty decent amount of money. But here's where the compound effect kicks in. On day one, if you take that penny, that's all you have. And on day two, you have 2 cents. On day 3, you have 4. You get the idea. It's slow and it's boring, and for the first 2 weeks, it feels like nothing is happening. By day 15, you still only have $163. But that's the secret behind compounding. It's not linear, it's exponential, which means that by day 20, you're at $5,000, and on day 30, you're at more than $5 million. The compound effect involves small, consistent growth that seems invisible at first, until it suddenly doesn't. But most people quit before they see any real momentum or results, since at first it can look like their efforts aren't really going anywhere. This is why some people seem like an overnight success, when in reality, they have been secretly grinding every day behind the scenes for years or sometimes even decades. And this applies to everything, whether it's money or habits or health or your business. The results always look insignificant at the beginning. But if we keep trying and iterating, the payoff doesn't just add up, it multiplies. Until suddenly, there is so much momentum that it's nearly impossible to stop. I got to experience this firsthand with fundraising. When we were raising our first round of capital for Perimeter, I pitched over 300 investors and got rejected by basically all of them. For over a year, I was showing up every day, putting in the work and getting rejected over and over. I made a ton of mistakes, but I didn't quit. And with every pitch, we learned and improved, and then everything changed after I received some very specific feedback from a friend. Her advice completely reshaped the way I thought about fundraising. When I went back to pitch, we closed the next 10 investors back to back, finally experiencing the momentum we'd been slowly working towards every single day. And of course, that didn't happen out of nowhere. It happened because of the 300 reps we got before it. That quiet consistency and iteration built towards something truly meaningful, which for us meant raising the first $1 million we needed to get Perimeter off the ground. I've also seen the compound effect work in my personal life. A few years ago, my 4 brothers decided to do a fitness challenge, and I didn't want to be left out, so I joined them. And just months later, they all seemed to be seeing results, but I didn't. So I called my brother, and I was feeling pretty defeated because I was lifting consistently, getting good sleep, eating lots of protein, taking rest days and creatine, so why wasn't anything changing? He said to me, "Listen, Bailey, it sounds like you're doing everything right. So how about you just keep doing what you're doing and we'll check in a year from now?" My first thought was, a year? And then he explained to me that the people he knows, especially the fitness influencers who really achieve their goals, they're not the ones who dedicated a month or 2 to fitness, but they're the people who create a process that they fall in love with and can do every single day moving forward. I realized this is just as true about success in fitness as anything else in life, and it was a reminder of the compound effect at work. In his book, Darren Hardy also emphasizes that the compound effect works both ways. Just like small positive actions build up momentum in the right direction, small negative actions or even inaction can take us in the wrong direction, which I learned the hard way. For the first 2 years of building my company, years before this fitness challenge, I completely ignored my health. I barely slept, I ate whatever was convenient, and I didn't do anything to move my body. Those decisions eventually compounded into me landing myself in the ER multiple times because I treated my body like a productivity robot instead of a human being. This made me realize that the only way we will achieve our mission at Perimeter, which is to ensure that every person has the information they need to make decisions during disasters, our health and energy and enthusiasm has to actually last long enough for us to keep showing up. And that momentum that took me in the wrong direction, it also taught me to treat my health like the foundation that it is, because without energy, there's no potential for lasting impact. My final takeaway from the compound effect is that speed doesn't matter if I'm not showing up consistently. Now, if I'm feeling discouraged, I ask myself these 3 questions. 1, did I do the small things today that will actually move me forward? 2, did I invest in my energy and take care of myself? And most importantly is the question, how can I make today a success? Most of us have big goals and we think about them in terms of months or years. So it's a little more radical to ask, what does success look like today? But asking that question is an opportunity to distill the habits that we need to achieve real lasting momentum. And it has a bonus of making each day feel a lot more fun and successful in its own right, which is a huge gift when every day can feel like pushing a boulder up a mountain. So now I'd love to hear from you. What's one small habit you want to commit to over the next 30 days? Or where do you want to experience momentum from the compound effect? Let me know in the comments because I'd love to cheer you on. And if you currently have so much on your to-do list that it feels like you're not making progress as quickly as you need to be, you might enjoy this video over here. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.